Welcome to the AutoNation Pre-Game Show, and we have a pre-game show for you. We have tactical breakdown, we have tactics from the guys, starting 11s, and highlights from our last match, and it's all this night.
Easy on the eyes, moving slowly like shadows in the night. There will be a reckoning, there will be a rise, something like you've never seen. The time has come. If looks could kill, it looks good, it looks good. If looks could kill. If looks could kill, it looks good, it looks good. Looks could kill. You'd be dead right now.
Welcome to the AutoNation Pre-Game Show with myself, Kaylyn Kyle, Thomas Rongen, Chris Wittyngham. Now, before we go any further, and you're wondering why Chris is dressed to impress, yes, he is a fancy lad. We all know that. But you're in your button-up, which means one thing. You're on promotion. You're on to the broadcast with Ray Hudson tonight.
And yourself. You've got to include yourself in that lot.
Let's pick me out of the equation for a minute. How do you feel about it?
I'm feeling great. I'm looking forward to working with Ray. I've done so twice before when we worked together at beIN Sports, but I mean, that's a legend right there. So I'm actually looking forward to the television call with yourself and with Ray.
Thomas, do you feel left out?
I'll miss you, TR.
I miss you already too.
TR.
So we've gotten rid of Tom. Just kidding, Thomas. You're going to stick here with me for quite some time.
Yep.
But a massive congratulations. Well deserved. You're fantastic at what you do. Now, before we talk about the late game winner last match with Pizarro, I want to dive into Toronto versus Inter Miami. Obviously, Inter Miami playing host tonight versus Toronto. So let's talk about the last match. Obviously, falling 2-1 to that late game thriller, to say the least. Chris, let's start with you. What are your thoughts on that initial match?
Yeah, so I mean, with Inter Miami coming in off the back of that victory on Wednesday, I think it was a really important result to come from behind. And I think when you're talking about last year's match against Toronto, that's a major difference from a year ago, is their ability to come from behind. 4 of their 5 wins this season have been come from behind victories. And for as often as Inter Miami give away the first goal, that's important. The ability to show the resilience, the mental strength, which is what we've seen in recent times. But a year ago, I think it's the big concern heading into tonight. It's Alejandro Pozuelo who scored the winning goal in that game. This is the league MVP that we're talking about. The Toronto, despite the fact they're rock bottom of the table in both the Eastern Conference and overall in MLS, he presents a threat. Jefferson Soteldo presents a threat. There's plenty of vulnerabilities in this team, but if you're looking at things to be afraid of with Toronto, it's Pozuelo who scored the winning goal in Connecticut a year ago.
And maybe also things have changed on both sides. Obviously for Miami with Phil Neville, and obviously a coaching change there.
Yeah.
Altidore for a while.
2 coaching changes since.
Correct.
Yeah.
Altidore was training with the team for a while, so the Jets and their head coach, Javier Perez, gets now the interim job, becomes the head coach as well. Results though. This team, by the way, in the CCL, took Lyon.
Yeah.
And by the way, they lost against Cruz Azul eventually. They look like world beaters.
Yeah.
And fast forward a few months, and they're at the bottom of the table, and a team that we have to beat.
And a couple of things, obviously, going back to that last game versus Toronto, you look with the likes of Michael Bradley. Only the second time left off a starting 11 was the last match, came off the bench. So does this say a lot about what's going on in Toronto? They're trying to shake things up, trying to find what works for them to get out of that bottom of the table.
Yeah, I mean, it's a massive call to drop Michael Bradley. This is a player that has been with Toronto through this rise. You were with them towards the beginning. It was a struggle out of the gate for Toronto. But around the time that Michael Bradley arrived, Sebastian Jovinko arrived, Altidore arrived, they took off. They won MLS Cup. They won a domestic treble. winning in the league, winning the Supporters' Shield, and winning the Canadian Championship. This has been one of MLS's top teams for the last 4 or 5 years, and Michael Bradley's been a big part of it. So to drop him is a big call. But Javier Perez, the new manager in charge of Toronto FC, is just trying to change anything about the look with this team. It's been a real struggle for them, and Michael Bradley had to be sacrificed one match. He's back in the team now.
Not one in the last 5. One clean sheet this year as well. So they are struggling. I talked to Michael for a while just before the game because Michael was part of my
name dropping at the
moment. My under 20 team, the captain with Josie Altidore and Freddie Adu, and we beat Brazil, and we took Uruguay to task as well with Cavani and Luis Suarez. It was a great team actually, and I know Michael. Michael is like his father. Could be a coach already. He said we're going through a tough time. We've got to persevere. Said all the right things that he always does, and is a very important player still for this team because he epitomizes what his team has done in the last 4 or 5 years, and also going forward, he's still an inspiration that teammates and the coaching staff looked at. In regards to the last game, he said it was just a discussion. I haven't played too many games as well, so he wasn't too concerned about it. He was just focusing on this game and knew the importance, obviously.
Now, if you look at both teams, this isn't the Toronto FC pregame show, by the way. We're just diving into some of the weaknesses, and we're going to jump into Inter Miami in a moment. But you look at Toronto, and you look at 5 games, wins 5 games. We're on the opposite end. You have Inter Miami that have been flying. So a Toronto team struggling, major injuries, coming to a place like Inter Miami, where David Beckham, anytime he's at a match, we haven't lost yet, and he is in the stands today. We haven't yet got him on the pregame show. We're going to work on it. What's the mindset? You've been on a team where you've had that roller coaster of emotion. You've been a manager. You've been let go of a manager position. How do they get back onto winning ways?
That's an interesting one because if you look at statistics, for instance, they're scoring more goals outside of the top 7 than any other team, 41 goals. But they also concede quite a few. Sorry, I think actually conceded 41, but outside of the top 7, they score as well. So this is a team that any given day giving some joy. They've had some injuries, obviously, Akalinda or their forward that went to the Canadian national team, his ACL, that a young player came in. I just spoke to their fitness coach as well, that broke his leg. So they've gone through some it's just sticking, what we've done so well, sticking with the game plan and believing in the project and believing in your new head coach as well. And I'm not so sure, based on what I heard from Michael between the lines, if that's the case, yes or no.
Ooh, you got the gossip and you got the tea. We're going to ask him when we go to break just exactly what that is. What do you think is the biggest weakness of Toronto at the moment, Chris?
Well, it is the combination of a pair of center backs that in Omar Gonzalez, and tonight it'll be Eric Zavaleta, that can be exposed without too much cover in front of them in central midfield. Michael Bradley, as good as he is distributing the ball, I think at 34 years of age, does not do the running that he used to. It was kind of up for at the beginning of the season, but the covering is just not there. And with the injuries that they have, I think they have enough in deep-lying central midfield. You're asking too much of Michael Bradley, and so they can't get exposed. As Thomas said, lead MLS in goals conceded with 41 on the season. That is a pretty monstrous figure in terms of giving away goals in 20 games. It's more than 2 a game. It was the reason why Chris Armas got fired and Javier Perez is now in charge. They give away too many goals. So you want to pick out, in particular, those 2 center backs.
Well, you know what the best thing about Toronto is? We get to listen to the national anthem of Canada. And if you don't know this, I'm Canadian. I'm delighted. Will I be singing? No, because my voice is terrible. But when we come back, we're going to dive into a little bit more tactics of how we think Inter Miami can break down this Toronto thing, and it's just after the break.
AutoNation is growing. America's largest and most admired automotive retailer is hiring for all positions at over 300 locations. Sales, service, support staff, and more. Apply online today at jobs.autonation.com.
Today tastes like a fresh start. Like a hot spot. Tastes like a head in the clouds. And like 2 feet off the ground. Today tastes like a Sunday ritual. And it never tasted this good.
Stir things up with Espolón Tequila, the official tequila sponsor of Inter Miami CF. Made with hand-harvested 100% Blue Weber agave from Los Altos de Jalisco, Mexico. Grab an Espolón cocktail at a stadium bar today.
The next great flavor from Wendy's is here, the Bourbon Bacon Cheeseburger. With Wendy's signature Applewood smoked bacon smothered in our brand new Bourbon Bacon sauce. Because Wendy's goes all in on flavor, unlike other places.
Innovation is this team's secret sauce.
Isn't our secret sauce kind of like Thousand Islands?
Shh, they might be listening. Bill's right. Everyone, break your phone.
Get them on the table. I don't have an insurance plan for my phone.
It's no secret. When it comes to flavor, we got you. With the new Bourbon Bacon Cheeseburger. Only at Wendy's.
Welcome back to the AutoNation Pre-Game Show. And just a cue for everyone that's in Miami, do not wear linen past 7 p.m., okay? When I get up, there's going to be a big sweat patch here. Apologies in advance to everyone tuning in. Hey, I'm here, not only here for
you're a fashion consultant.
Thank you.
Your hair is unbelievable, by the way, today.
I'm really channeling my inner J-Lo today.
I love it. I love it.
I want to talk about the last match. Thrilling, to say the least. And you could see the buzz in and around the stadium. Wednesday night game. Fan support was incredible for a midweek game, and we ended up getting a late winner from Pizarro, who came off the bench, who was very vocal about struggling the last few months, especially during injury. I sat down with him, and you could tell in his voice that he knew he wasn't performing. When he scored that goal, it told me otherwise. And just the support he got in and around his teammates, the supporting cast within, physios, Phil. Before we get to Pizarro, talk to me about that game, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, it was incredible from a spectacle point of view, and you always kind of knew that Chicago were going to allow a route back into the game. They're not a defensively stout team. But the most important thing that we talked about ahead of the match was getting someone other than Higuain involved in the goals. And sure enough, Robbie Robinson scores, Indiana Vassilev scores, and then at the end, Rodolfo Pizarro gets involved. And you guys would probably know better than I in terms of how important moments are for players in a team, right? Pizarro just having a moment, a winning goal in front of the supporters, teammates mobbing him, how important that will be to carry into the next match. And then Phil Neville takes the step of putting him into the starting lineup for the next match as well. So I'm really curious to see how much that confidence boost can help a player like Rodolfo Pizarro tonight.
And going off Chris here, this is the first time this year, the 3-4-3, whatever you want to call it, morphed into a 3-5-2 eventually, that we had 4 true attackers on the field.
Yes.
Robinson, Higuain, Indiana Vassilev, and Morgan out of a little bit of a deeper position in midfield. We've never played 4 pure attackers. And talk about Higuain no scoring. By the way, he picked up 2 assists. He should have really had a secondary on the first goal that he didn't get when he plays Robinson in. He was so huge. 8 goals, 4 assists, but 12 out of 18 goals he's been involved, which is a huge number, obviously, for our number 9. But what a great comeback win. And going back to Pizarro just with the doctor order.
And I love that you touched on that. Chris is already giving away the starting 11. Chris, you're not hosting the show. I am, okay? So you didn't catch it?
One of the starting 11. One of the starting 11.
Joke's on you, because you'll see it on the tactical board that Thomas brought out from the 70s. But I love that you touched on that, though, because Pizarro celebrated in the end with fans grabbing his crest. Now, for a player that is brought in, because talking to these 3 DPs, there's a lot of pressure on DPs within the MLS, because around the world, everyone's paid pretty much the same. There's no such thing as 3 DPs. A lot of weight and pressure is on these players' shoulders. Thomas?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I've been in MLS, I've coached 4 teams, and you look at your DPs, your expensive players that you put all your money in order to get the franchise a W, a win, which I did, by the way, at DC. So, yes, that's very important. And if they struggle, how do you support those players? Going back to Phil Neville, unbelievable from a psychology standpoint.
Yes.
I cannot think of any better person right now that pushes all the right buttons, have an energized Pizarro coming off the bench after he's extremely disappointed, I'm sure, that he didn't start in this particular game, but making the difference. And I remember Robbie Robinson scoring his first goal. You almost could see the weight of his shoulders. Pizarro the same way, celebrating with the crest, but also all of a sudden, this is huge. I realize it's huge, and this can carry me now for the rest of the season. This could be the platform, the springboard for me. So all around, Vassilev getting his first goal as well. Different. He added energy, and I love
second goal at home, by the way, back-to-back matches.
Correct, which is huge. Robbie involved in the first goal, save as well. So front three was very productive. The right subs again, the tweak within the system. It was a brilliant performance from top to bottom, starting again with Phil Neville, pulling the right punches.
And with Pizarro, for me, the interesting, you talk about the psychological battle with him. You also have to remember, as much as the pressure of being the big player was a real thing, he went from when Diego Alonso takes over, then he's the first DP through the door. Then they eventually bring in Higuain and bring in Matuidi, who have huge stature in the game. You've got to fit in with them as well. And so it's probably taking some time from an on-field and an off-field standpoint. Where is my place within this team as a big player, a designated player, but still getting along with these guys? I think the fact that Higuain was first over to him, I know that's reading into a lot of minor details, but it's a big thing. It's a big thing that those two players in particular can combine and work well together.
I don't think it's reading into anything, because Phil Neville said 3 keys to the success: mandatory group lunches, a ping pong table. We'll get to that. Who's the 2 guys to beat?
Yeah.
And David Beckham being at matches. Let's hear it from Phil Neville himself.
I think what I've learned really, really quickly in this league is that from top to bottom, take away New England, who are on an absolutely fantastic run, the quality of the teams and the difference in the quality of the teams is very minimal. And we've done a lot of work on Toronto over the last 24 to 48 hours. And we know that Toronto are a really dangerous team. Forget their position in the league. They've got quality players that have got the ability to score goals, hurt you. And I think it's a really dangerous game for us, and it's equally as important as the mindset we had for the Chicago game in terms of the importance. We know the importance of the 3 points in terms of where that will take us. And we're just going to focus on the process that we've been focusing on for the last 4, 5, 6 games.
Now, listening to Phil Neville, even when he's playing days, the mentality has to be right. The attitude has to be right. And I feel like we're starting to see it week in, week out, even when there are those defensive mishaps, Chris.
Yeah, from a mentality standpoint, the way they've attacked has been so much better that I think it helps permeate throughout the entire team. Having some joy on the ball and going forward and scoring goals, I think has really helped. But yeah, from a mentality standpoint, it's about understanding the importance of these games. Wednesday against Chicago, it's a 6-pointer. You'd have been 7 points off them if you lose that game. Instead, you're only a point behind them. Now with Toronto, you're looking at a team that's beneath you in the table and needing to take 3 points. They have to respect Toronto as a team with a ton of talent, a ton of pedigree. They finished second in the East last year. It hasn't gone their way. It's come in a real high-quality performance, even though they've only won 3 games all season because of the players that they have. You have to approach this game as though Toronto is the same as Philadelphia, Nashville, Orlando towards the top.
And tactically, we're going to jump into the starting 11 because there is some changes, but I will say Inter Miami just 8 points out of a playoff spot with 2 games in hand, so 3 points here matter. Stay tuned because shall we? We have the starting 11 if you didn't see it.
The school bus.
The Zack wagon.
Wally.
No matter what you call your car or why you're letting it go, AutoNation will buy it, and you don't have to buy one from us. We're paying top dollar right now. So go to AutoNation.com or come see us for a super easy appraisal. Get paid on the spot, and you can deposit it the same day. Visit any AutoNation store or AutoNation.com. What drives you drives us.
For the community.
Because now I feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
To protect my patients.
Because I wanted to protect myself.
So I could go visit my mom.
To protect my husband.
I said yes to the COVID-19 vaccine because I have been the one present in the room with a patient's last breaths.
If more people were vaccinated, we could put an end to this pandemic and get back to some sense of normalcy.
Today tastes like a fresh start, like a hot spot. Tastes like a head in the clouds, and like 2 feet off the ground. Today tastes tastes like a Sunday ritual. And it never tasted this good.
Rhythm. It flows through all of us. But rhythms change. That's why Ford SUVs are built to match your tempo.
The next great flavor from Wendy's is here. The Bourbon Bacon Cheeseburger. With Wendy's signature applewood smoked bacon smothered in our brand new bourbon bacon sauce. Because Wendy's goes all in on flavor, unlike other places.
Innovation is this team's secret sauce.
Isn't our secret sauce kind of like Thousand Island?
They might be listening. Bill's right. Everyone, break your phone.
Get him on the table. I don't have an insurance plan for my phone.
It's no secret. When it comes to flavor, we got you. With the new Bourbon Bacon Cheeseburger. Only at Wendy's.
Tonight, we are featuring specialty cocktails from our partner, Fernet Branca, at our VIP club in Fan Zone. One of the cocktails you must try is their Fernandito, I think I pronounced that right, which is a Fernet Branca and Coke.
Oh my
a
God.
fan favorite among Argentinian fans.
Bring it on.
When can we get 3 glasses?
It's right there. Branca bar.
I can see the Branca bar, and I'm dying to
Correct.
try. We'll try one maybe after.
Garçon, 3 please.
Por favor. Okay, well, we're waiting for our drinks. Let's go over the tactical changes that Phil Neville has made tonight. Inter Miami taking on Toronto at 8 p.m. 2 changes to the lineup. Yoa comes into that double pivot screen. Matuidi finds himself on the bench. Pizarro back into the starting 11, and Vasilev finds himself on the bench.
Correct.
What are we making of these 2 particular changes?
Well, and you make a great point, Kaylyn. That could be a tweak. All right. On Wednesday, it started out of a 3-4-3. So there's a possibility, as you said, that Robinson could start on that right side. Pizarro in here. I think that he's going with how he ended the last game, a 3-5-2, with Pizarro as the number 10 and Robinson and Higuain as the 2 center strikers, giving Gibbs and Morgan the opportunity to go forward. The back 3 that's been so solid, by the way, with LGP at right zone, Figual centrally, Makoun back in starting 11. The one change you talked about here, Ulloa obviously coming in for Matuidi, and Pizarro coming in for Vasilev. So, again, he's resting some players, and he's rewarding all the guy that scored the winning goal.
Okay, I just wait, before I give you this, I think you might have had one before the pregame show because Pizarro with an S is very interesting, but I'm digging it.
Correct. No, I dig it because
it's kind of like Picasso, but is that a C?
Correct.
It's okay.
I do that because my brain doesn't function otherwise, because you pronounce it Pizarro,
Chris,
not Pizarro.
Yeah.
Chris, you actually don't get one because it's your first time debuting on TV.
I'm actually not interested, to be honest.
Anyways,
I'll take one of those too, please.
This is what you can get from
maybe after
the
the game.
VIP section
maybe
down
after
here.
the game.
Yeah, down here in the fan zone. I'm digging it. I'm digging the bag. Absolutely.
Rather literal fan here.
Yeah, at the fan zone. Okay.
Hey.
Branca.
Let's talk. Don't careful. That's going to make you look like you've gone to the restroom with the stuff in there. Okay, so speaking of Pizarro, so I think this is my tactical adjustment that I think is going to happen.
Yep.
You think Pizarro maybe play on a double with Robinson and Higuain. I think it's going to start exactly how it did last game, with Pizarro just having a little bit more of a free roll.
Yeah.
Because of that interchange that we saw with Vasilev and Morgan when he brings him into the pitch.
There's a lot of joy in wide areas. I do think that might have been a Chicago-specific tactic, because I think we saw toward in the latter stages of the first half and early stages in the second that the middle of the pitch is where Chicago wanted to operate and the wide areas where Miami wanted to operate. I kind of wonder if maybe this might be the opposite, where you look at their midfield. They start with Nobel Okello, an academy player in the middle, and Michael Bradley. Maybe they see some opportunities to play through the middle. If you have Pizarro through the middle, orchestrating towards him, and then kind of moving out from there with Gibbs and with Morgan overlapping down the right, allowing him to be the distributor from the middle. I think that's kind of what the idea would be.
Chris, were you secretly at the training session we weren't invited to? Because I'm about to put a bet on this with the starting lineup.
I like it.
And by the way, I'm rude. It is your birthday today.
Yes, it is. It is.
Happy birthday,
Chris, we have to put this down so I can drink this, by the way.
Okay.
By the way, we're going to get you a nice birthday drink after.
Yes, after the match.
Happy birthday.
What
a delight. Thomas, we're not drinking that right now.
We are.
What a delight to have you. So it'll be really interesting to see how Inter Miami breaks
This
down
is cool,
Toronto.
man. Look at this thing.
We've
It's
lost.
amazing.
If you don't have a color commentator for radio, you know why. Thomas is in the fan zone with Veronica. When we come back, we have more special guests joining us and my 4 keys to the match. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
Sure are a lot of different drivers out there, and AutoNation is here for every one of them. The go-getters, blinksters, haulers, even rock stars. We're America's largest and most admired automotive retailer, and we love getting you on the road. So to all the on-timers, hard workers, and get-out-of-towners, keep at it. What drives you drives us. AutoNation.
Rhythm. It flows through all of us. But rhythms change. That's why Ford SUVs are built to match your tempo.
Today tastes like a fresh start. Like a hot spot. Tastes like a head in the clouds. And like 2 feet off the ground. Today tastes like a Sunday ritual. And it never tasted this good.
The next great flavor from Wendy's is here. The Bourbon Bacon Cheeseburger. With Wendy's signature Applewood smoked bacon smothered in our brand new Bourbon Bacon sauce. Because Wendy's goes all in on flavor, unlike other places.
Innovation is this team's secret sauce.
Isn't our secret sauce kind of like Thousand Island?
Shh, they might be listening. Bill's right. Everyone, break your phone.
Get him on the table. I don't have an insurance plan for my phone.
It's no secret. When it comes to flavor, we got you. With the new Bourbon Bacon Cheeseburger. Only at Wendy's.
AutoNation is growing. America's largest and most admired automotive retailer is hiring for all positions at over 300 locations. Sales, service, support staff, and more. Apply online today at jobs.autonation.com.
Welcome back into the AutoNation Pre-Game Show. Now, we've got rid of Chris, but we updated and upgraded our talent. No offense, Chris, if you can hear me. First and foremost, you guys are the cutest trio ever. What is your name down here?
Sebastian.
Oh, Sebastian, how old are you?
7.
You're 7, and what's your name in the middle?
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo, and how old are you?
8.
You're 8, and what about you?
Mattia.
And how old are you?
8.
8. Okay, so you guys got a private tour of the facility today. What was it like? Let's start down here. Was it amazing? What was the coolest thing that you saw?
I think the truck with the controls.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, that one.
Oh, cool. And what about you? What was your favorite thing?
Well, we didn't see where they train before the games, but we did see the truck.
Oh, so where all the production goes on. You saw that?
Where all the cameras were pointing at all the fields. Yeah.
Oh, very, very cool. So do you guys play soccer?
Yeah.
Okay.
What team do you guys play for?
Lions FC. Yeah.
Lions FC. Amazing. And what positions do you guys play?
Striker.
Oh, you score all the goals. So you're like Gonzalo Higuain. What about you?
Defender.
So you're like
middle defender in the middle.
So you're like a Miguel.
Yeah.
And what about you?
Center mid.
Ooh, so you're like a Blaise Matuidi or a Gregory?
Yeah.
Or like a Pizarro maybe. Are you trickery? You got tricks up your sleeve?
You're number 10 or you're a holding midfielder?
I'm number 10. Well,
Sweet.
I'm number 7, but I want to be number 10.
Okay, well, you will be number 10. So what if you guys could do one thing when you're older, what would that be? Soccer for Inter Miami?
I'll see.
You'll see? Okay, so if you could pick one team in the world to play for, who would it be?
Barca.
Oh, Barca. Are you devastated that Messi went to PSG?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. What about you?
I would play for Atletico de Madrid.
Atletico de Madrid. I love it.
El Cholo Simeone with Luis Suarez. Muy bien.
I love it. And what about you?
Juve.
Juve. You guys.
Juventus.
So when you guys make it big,
Weston McKinney at Juve.
when you guys make it big, are you going to invite me and Thomas to one of your matches? Leave us tickets at will call?
Yeah.
Are you not going to make us pay, right?
Maybe.
What?
Maybe. No.
What about me? Never mind Thomas. I don't have to pay, right? I can come to your games for free?
No. You $30.
That's a bargain. I'll do it. I'll do it for $30. No problem. If I'm going to an Atletico Madrid game for $30, bargain, and I am there.
Mine's $5. Oh,
I'll be at Juve front row seats. No problem.
I'll be 1 cent.
I'm still working on Barcelona. I'm in negotiations with Barcelona. Who's your guys' favorite player on Inter Miami?
Matuidi.
Matuidi?
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't know any players.
Oh, that's okay. You're going to get to...
It's just my second game, so I don't know any.
Well, you know what? The best part is when you keep coming back, you're going to get to know him. Do you guys know who David Beckham is? Yeah?
He's the president.
By the way, if you are a Juve fan, you should be able to know Higuain because he played for Juventus.
And
so did Matuidi.
That's very cool. Well, you guys, it's such a joy that you came on our pregame show. Do you want to say hi to your family or your friends or anything?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if my family's watching.
Oh, they're definitely... Any girlfriends? No, you guys are too young for that. Stay away from girls. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining us. We hope you have a fabulous time at the match. And when you guys are rich and famous, I'll be at your match for $30. I can't wait for that. We got more just around the corner. I got my keys to the match. Thomas is going to head up to the radio because he is on the radio tonight. Chris is in the booth. Ray's in the booth. And I will be pitch side. See you on the flip side.
AutoNation is growing. America's largest and most admired automotive retailer is hiring for all positions at over 300 locations. Sales, service, support staff, and more. Apply online today at jobs.autonation.com.
Today tastes like a fresh start. Like a hot spot. Tastes like a head in the clouds. And like 2 feet off the ground. Today tastes like a Sunday ritual. And it never tasted this good.
Stir things up with Espolón Tequila, the official tequila sponsor of Inter Miami CF. Made with hand-harvested 100% Blue Weber agave from Los Altos de Jalisco, Mexico. Grab an Espolón cocktail at a stadium bar today.
The next great flavor from Wendy's is here. The Bourbon Bacon Cheeseburger. With Wendy's signature Applewood smoked bacon smothered in our brand new Bourbon Bacon sauce. Because Wendy's goes all in on flavor, unlike other places.
Innovation is this team's secret sauce.
Isn't our secret sauce kind of like Thousand Island?
Shh, they might be listening. Bill's right. Everyone, break your phone.
Get him on the table. I don't have an insurance plan for my phone.
It's no secret. When it comes to flavor, we got you. With the new Bourbon Bacon Cheeseburger. Only at Wendy's.
Welcome back into the AutoNation Pre-Game Show. I'm trying to get Chris on a headset here.
Let's go, Chris. Come on, buddy.
He's a little bit nervous, okay? Here we go. Chris, get on headset. This is what I do. I put people under pressure so they cannot say no. First and foremost, let's introduce the real talent. Chris, not that you're not real talent. I played Tuesday Night Football with you. You're all right. Sometimes lose your head, but you're a pretty decent player.
You're an Arsenal fan.
Arsenal fan. We'll leave it at that. Speed President Max Ramos.
Hey,
thank you
hi, everybody.
so much for
Thank
joining
you,
us.
Kaylyn. Nice to meet you.
Nice. How have we not met yet?
I
feel like that's a
I
crime.
really don't know. I really do not know.
Okay, so first and foremost, before we give you a little present, I want to dive deep into you guys. Okay.
Let's go.
I think our fans are the best in the league for the mere fact that basically, even when we aren't doing well, you guys continue to show up, whether it's home games, whether it's away games. What is behind the craziness?
I think it's
honestly, we've been waiting so long for a club. We've been waiting so long for MLS to happen in South Florida that like we finally got it. We're not gonna mess around with that. We're not gonna say, hey, you guys aren't winning. We're not gonna support that. Other cities, maybe they got it by luck. They got it by circumstance. We've been waiting for this since the day the Fusion died. All of us have been waiting for this since 2000, I don't know, 14, 13. And we're not going to complain about, oh, we lose. We have been waiting for a club. We have a club. We love this club. And we're here, win or lose. Now,
Well, wait, hold on.
what
You're gonna
Philip has been
interrupt
doing
you.
has been great.
I want to interrupt you.
Yes.
Win or lose. Well, all we're doing is winning, and if we could cue the song, all we do is win, win, win. I'll sing for you again because I had a little sip of my drink there.
Absolutely.
I mean, it really comes down to you guys showing up week in and week out is why they're able to produce on the field, and Phil Neville putting in the right tactics.
Absolutely. Well, Phil's been doing great. I think as the seasons progress, he's been doing a great job to really make everyone understand that he and what he wants to do is a culture. It's not just a day-to-day tactics thing. It's a week-to-week, game-to-game, season-by-season thing. And it's not just at home, away. I went to the Philadelphia game. I've been to the Chicago game. I've been to multiple away games. And you still see it that Phil Neville's ideology, his tactics, and everything, they perforate through the entire club, and I think it's been working well. And we're finally getting into the part where Phil's entire like belief system of coaching and team management is starting to actually pay dividends, and we're doing well. And I'm very excited about it for the rest of the season. That we're getting into a place that maybe getting to the playoffs is not crazy.
It's not crazy. We're only 8 points out of a playoff spot with
We're
2
not.
games in hand. Now, Chris, you seem very lonely in our third chair there,
Hi,
and I
Chris.
heard you have a little bit of a surprise
I do.
hanging
I
behind
do.
you. We
Oh,
have a
what you
little
got there?
something for you, man.
You can wait. You can wait.
Ooh, I like it.
This man,
Before-
this
like it.
guy.
Before we
this
give
guy.
it to him, I do want to just give a quick shout out to Max. So Max has been around for a long time. Like you said, the Fusion days. Days of going to City Hall to meet with every commissioner at 5 o'clock in the morning to help David and the team bring football to South Florida, help with the stadium here. He's helped with Miami Freedom Park. So he's been an integral part of not just in the stands, but out the stands. So Max, we appreciate what you've done. We don't accept you moving to Atlanta. We hope not to see you at
I
a
haven't
single
legitimately-
Atlanta
okay,
game.
all
Okay, if I
day.
see
We don't-
you
we
in
don't wanna
one
hear
of this, exactly.
Okay,
But-
I have to
No,
make a
just
disclaimer.
accept. No,
Wait,
accept
kid,
it.
I
No
can't.
disclaimers.
But we
I
would
gotta
like
do
to
this disclaimer.
we would like to officially say thank you, Max.
Oh my God, I love you guys.
So
Oh my
we
God,
appreciate you. Good luck in Atlanta. If you start a supporters club there or you join one of those, you
We're
will
taking this
be-
back.
Exactly.
Okay, wait,
I have,
wait.
I have the receipt.
I will formally announce the creation of the Siege Atlanta, and I've already said, listen, I will go to Atlanta United games. I will not wear their crest. I will not wear their colors.
You better be wearing this.
Exactly.
If
I
the
was
camera
genuinely
zooms in
wearing
on
this.
you
That's
and
why we
you're
gave
in a
it to
red
you.
jersey, you're fired.
No, yeah, fire me. I will say, hey, fire me, let me go. I want a message from David Beckham saying, you are fired, get out of here.
I can,
We'll get him. Yeah.
we
Yeah.
can provide that.
This is my club.
Max, thank you so much for
No,
joining us
thank
on the
you,
pregame
guys.
show. I'm sorry I have to kick both of you guys off because I got to do my Ford Keats in the match because we have kickoff.
And we're
just
going to win
around the corner.
tonight. We are going to win tonight.
We are
Thank you
going to
for
win.
having
We'll be
us.
right back after the break.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so much.
The school bus.
The Zach wagon.
Wowie.
No matter what you call your car or why you're letting it go, AutoNation will buy it, and you don't have to buy one from us. We're paying top dollar right now. So go to AutoNation.com or come see us for a super easy appraisal. Get paid on the spot, and you can deposit it the same day. Visit any AutoNation store or AutoNation.com. What drives you drives us.
For the community.
Because now I feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
To protect my patients.
Because I wanted to protect myself.
So I could go visit my mom.
To protect my husband.
I said yes to the COVID-19 vaccine because I have been the one present in the room with a patient's last breaths.
If more people were vaccinated, we could put an end to this pandemic and get back to some sense of normalcy.
Today tastes like a fresh start. Like a hot spot. Tastes like a head in the clouds. and like 2 feet off the ground. Today tastes like a Sunday ritual. And it never tasted this good.
Rhythm. It flows through all of us. But rhythms change. That's why Ford SUVs are built to match your tempo.
The next great flavor from Wendy's is here. The Bourbon Bacon Cheeseburger. With Wendy's signature applewood smoked bacon smothered in our brand new bourbon bacon sauce. Because Wendy's goes all in on flavor, unlike other places.
Innovation is this team's secret sauce.
Isn't our secret sauce kind of like Thousand Island?
Shh, they might be listening. Bill's right. Everyone, break your phone.
Get him on the table. I don't have an insurance plan for my phone.
It's no secret. When it comes to flavor, we got you. With the new Bourbon Bacon Cheeseburger. Only at Wendy's.
Welcome back to the AutoNation Pre-Game Show with myself, Kaylyn Kyle. And when I say with myself, I mean with myself. Everyone has left me. They're up in radio. They're up in studio, ready to call this game because Inter Miami are taking on Toronto. Kickoff at 8 p.m. So you're not going to want to miss it. I got some forward keys to the match for you. Very simple. It comes down to both defensive and offensive set pieces. Defensively, we need to clean it up. We've conceded 3 goals in the last four games from set piece opportunities. And on the offensive end, we are yet to score from a corner kick. We only have 1 goal from a set piece in that attacking third. So tonight, can we do it against Toronto? And thank you guys so much for tuning in to the AutoNation Pre-Game Show with myself, Thomas Rongen, and Chris Wittyngham. Been an absolute delight. Yet once again, we are 8 points away from that playoff spot. 2 games in hand, playing against a struggling Toronto side here tonight. Can we get the 3 points? Stay tuned and find out. Ciao, ciao.
Easy on the eyes, moving slowly like shadows in the night. There will be a reckoning, there will be a rise, something like you've never seen. The time has come. If looks could kill, it looks good, it looks good. If looks could kill. If looks could kill, it looks good, it looks good. Looks could kill. You'd be dead right now.